nothing to be worried about.
What was that?
Stay sharp.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Surely.
Something.
That was me. Sorry.
Harris? Pistol melee stunner. Okay, melee damage for the pistol. It's generally not something that we are all that keen on picking up. What is this? Galley's electronic signature. Okay, that is actually an intel upgrade for Glyph, where we can improve the effectiveness of Shepard, so that sounds good. But, okay. Okay. Anything else around here? That's really just one section of this room. DDA.
You won't believe what Yanis managed to smuggle in. A copy of Vanya. Meet us after supper in the library. Bring some study work. Reela's floor warden tonight, so act natural. We'll be by the East Video Banks. This is gonna be so great. See you there. Oh, and delete this once you listen to it. Not like last time.
Huh? Okay. Okay. Off to this side. Anything significant about this? Perhaps not? Oh. Oh. Well, these are cannibals. That isn't a sorry. And that is more of that screaming sound. Assault rifle spare ammo. Actually can be useful. Some of the was that assault rifle or was that sniper? Sniper can be useful for that. But wall safe. Pretty sizable amount of credits at that. And computer. To our staff and students. Attached is our new daily schedule. Please note that wake-up time has been moved forward 15 minutes. Floor wardens can download chore lists later this week. Please see Matriarch Gale or myself if you have any questions or concerns. Sincerely, Superintendent Jethra. Wake up. Ooh, 5:45 a.m. That's pretty early. Breakfast immediately thereafter. Morning meditation for basically a couple hours. Then studying. Then chores. Midday meal. Classes for quite some time. Study period. Supper. Evening meditation. Free period for a couple of hours. And then curfew. Very structured, for sure. But, I mean, sure, there are chores mixed in there. There's some classes. There's some studying. But not totally unreasonable things we're seeing there. Looks like just a very well-structured, almost like a, I don't know, school, given the classes, given the studying time, school, university, college, something like that. Okay, so let's save. We might want to do that a lot in this mission, because there is an Asari corpse right there. I think we may have picked everything up in this general area. So let's investigate.
Reapers. Looks like we know why the commando teams went silent.
This monastery's out of the way. What do the Reapers want with Ardat Yakshi? Anything useful?
A floor plan marked with the nav point location of a bomb. It's in some place called the Great Hall.
At least it's no surprise Nuke gone to Chunka, but the Commandos want this place gone pretty badly.
Exactly. Definitely some similarities between Bomb on Tuchanka and this right here. Does still seem pretty drastic, though. I mean, yes, the Ardent Yakshi are potentially very dangerous, but does it require this level of precaution?
Ardent Yakshi or not, evacuating this place would have saved a lot of lives. If there's no survivors, let's get to the Great Hall and set off that bomb.
Okay, a little bit of Paragon points, a little bit experience as well. I don't think we're close to leveling. No, we have a ton of experience before we level, so that's probably not going to be a factor here. Okay, as I said, I think we got everything there. Oh, I totally did not think we were going to be able to hop over that, but we were able to hop over that. I'm a little bit surprised. Anything over here? Eh? No. No, I'm afraid not. Oh, well, the reason why we can hop over that is because that's the way we get out of here. That's why. I'm assuming that's snow. Okay. Door over there. Not much here. Oh, also, while we have the opportunity, we should totally make a point of activating warp ammo for us and Liara on both weapons. She has squad ammo, whereas for Garrus, we'll override that for his personal armor-piercing ammo on all of his stuff. And now, let's make sure. I think we are gonna go Scorpion, Acolyte, and Typhoon. Probably the combination of weapons we're looking for here. Okay, so I don't think there's anything in this corner. Excuse me, Shepard? Any day now?
Very good. I almost didn't hear you.
Samara!
Samara!
It has been some time, Shepard. You are a most welcome sight. The corruption here runs deep.
What brings the Justicar out here?
My daughters have lived here for centuries, Garrus.
Oh.
I've come for them.
Oh. That's not good.
Unfortunately, the Reapers had already infested this place by the time I arrived.
Yeah, it does seem as though there's already been quite a bit of Reaper attention here. Are your children a threat, though? Because we've heard that there was a bomb set up here because there was some concern about the Ardent Yakshi getting out here, and that's one question. The other question is, why are the Reapers here to begin with?
You met me hunting down your other Ardent Yakshi daughter. Are these ones just as dangerous?
Valer and Rila have followed the monastery's rules ever since they arrived. They've shown no inclination toward violence.
Okay.
And you're here to save them?
They are my responsibility. And it's one that cannot be abandoned, even as our galaxy crumbles.
Okay. So, in this case, here to rescue them from the Reapers? Are the Reapers still here? Haven't seen much of them yet. Well, the dead remains. Presumably, I suppose that means Samara was the one that took them out, but... Oh, I guess we have heard those screams, though, right?
Let's go together. Maybe your daughters can tell us why the Reapers hit this place.
I suspect they will have much to tell us. It has been centuries since I last saw them.
Wow. Where's that scream again?
We're out of time.
Okay.
We'll meet again. I will draw these creatures off.
Wait! Let's go.
Alright. So, righto. Make sure we have our ammo on. We do. Because the thing is, things are about to get very interesting, I'm afraid. And by interesting, I mean...
My name is Tashia Pore. I'm wounded. Bad. Give this to my bondmate, Weshra. Asked her to go to the Citadel and tell Weshra I love her.
Oh.
Tell her. Sorry we fought. I was an idiot. Didn't mean any of it, Weshra. Want you to have everything of mine, okay? Love you. I love you so.
Ooh. I assume, based on the gear that this Asari appears to be wearing, that this was one of the commandos that got brought in here to deal with this situation. I guess, right, there was a group of commandos, not including Samara, of course, Justicar. And we can see that things did not go well for her. So let's just say, let's hope that we don't meet the same fate. Why, you ask? Lids, why are you clearly so nervous?
It's too quiet. Are there any survivors?
This fight didn't last long by the look of it.
It wouldn't. The monastery only had a few guards to protect it, not an army.
Right. Well, there's some blood. And there's also... Actually, I don't want this charged up. I take it back. There's also a new enemy.
That one's new.
For the first time ever, a Banshee. Can't see it very well from here just yet, but let's just say that besides maybe the Harvesters, the Reapers have been holding out on us. We've not yet seen their most powerful kind of enemy, their most powerful kind of ground unit. That would be this enemy that we are currently looking at right now. So, that's why I was a little bit concerned about this Banshee here, about this encounter here. So she has a whole bunch of barriers, so obviously we're going to want to get rid of those. And so, technically, Overload actually does do a good job against them. But let's warp. We should warp as well. So here's the thing. It teleports. And can move pretty darn fast when it does that. We are also pinned up against that thing. If there's one tip I have for you when it comes to going against Banshees, do not get close to them. Also, they can throw warp projectiles like that. And the reason why I was so keen on bringing Garrus with us is because they are very tanky, but Garrus, fortunately for us, does have a ton of damage. Oh, interestingly, it's going after Liara there, not us. Somewhat surprisingly. And now, although it's down, and we will definitely read up on it more, we have some other friends that have now joined us. Okay, Liara being point person does not make a lot of sense. So either we have her retreat, or we move in to support her. At least right now, it's just cannibals. That's not nearly as much of a concern. These guys we've seen many times before. That's another cannibal who might have just walked into that singularity. I think it did. Ooh. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. That's another one. Fortunately, they're doing their cannibal things, trying to rush over to their squad mates who have been taken down, and that does give us a fairly easy time. Focusing on our fire. Garrison will just take care of that one.
That used to be a person. And a sorry. What have the Reapers done?
Very good question. Very, very good question. We didn't really get the chance to see the Banshee all that much, and that was not a coincidence. As I said, a general rule of thumb is stay as far away as possible. There are many, many quirks to the Banshees, which I'm sure we will have time to discuss later, but at the very least, let's read up about them a bit here, because they are quite significant.
Banshees are the corrupted Asari often found leading a Reaper strike force. The Reapers create them specifically from Asari with active or latent predispositions to becoming Ardat Yakshi.
And that explains a lot.
Neurological condition that enhances the Asari's biotic power while causing the immediate death of anyone she mates with. Lumbering as though in constant pain, the emaciated Banshees are surprisingly durable opponents. They are devastating biotics, able to hurl lethal balls of energy and create shock waves as they regenerate. What Alliance military finds most disturbing is the Banshee's ability to spawn her own warp field and seemingly teleport during combat. Although their wails have no apparent physiological effect, the psychological impact is undeniable. When Banshees die, their Ardat Yakshi genetics twist against them, causing a biotic implosion to ensure they evade capture.
Okay, so lots of info here, and a nice little close-up on what is the latest and most powerful of the Reaper enemies, again, besides maybe the Harvesters that we've encountered thus far. Yes, they are created, at least according to this entry, Reapers create them using not just any Asari, but specifically Asari with latent Ardat Yakshi genes. And so the fact that they would try to target an Ardat Yakshi monastery suddenly makes a whole lot more sense. And so their thing is that they're durable, yes, they can hurl lethal balls of energy, which are very similar to a warp. Basically, it's warp. They have quite a bit of homing capabilities, so you do need to be careful about that. You can't just outrun them. With a well-timed combat roll, you can sometimes make it so that they'll fly off in the other direction and cover. Oftentimes, just have it hit into the cover if you crouch down. But even sometimes in cover, it will still hit you. It also has a little bit of an AoE, so if you have teammates standing next to you, then it might hit you and have enough AoE to also hit the teammate, or vice versa. So careful with that. They can teleport, as we saw a little bit there. And when they do teleport, they're quite fast. So, and they're a little bit unpredictable with where exactly they're going. They go in short little spurts. They aren't going to, like, teleport from halfway across the map and suddenly be right behind you, all nothing personnel. If they're close up to you, though, that can happen. So that's why, again, you want to be at range. And like many of the other strongest enemies of the various enemy types, Cerberus, Reapers, not so with Geth, but there's also particular reason why getting up really close into, say, melee range is very much ill-advised. So don't do that. Don't do that. And this whole thing about them imploding when they die, don't worry about that. That's actually not really a thing. It's not like they're going to deal damage to you when you take them out, so no worries there. Okay, so we should save. And we can look around a bit, but this actually looks a lot like a... Well, there is a Mass Effect 3 multiplayer map that is very similar to this. But this right here is not it. And this does still give a lot of a multiplayer map type of feel to it. So I mean, it would be similar, but I could see it happening. There's a chance that it is a modded map. I really thought that was something that we could pick up for a second. That is just a light on the ground. It is just a light on the ground, I'm afraid. Okay. There's Liara and Garrus. Okay. Does appear as though, at least at the moment, we are safe. But, if those Banshees get created using Ardat Yakshi, and this was an Ardat Yakshi monastery, dare I say that may have just been the first of many.
Mother, you came.
As soon as I was able. Shepard, this is Falair, my youngest.
She's only
She
700.
and Sister Rila are Ardat Yakshi. They have
Mother,
been...
they have Rila.
What?
I saw some of those creatures take her into the Great Hall. I've been trying to get there.
What are the Reapers doing here?
Nice to meet you too.
Harvesting us. They're turning us into those monsters. Please, you can't let that happen to Rila.
Oh, this is a loaded question. Shepard, are the Ardat Yakshi innocent? As if anyone deserves to be transformed into a killing machine monster like that. I mean, I guess you could make the case that Ardat Yakshi are already killing monsters, but monsters that kill. But I mean, this is a step beyond that. I would have to think.
The Asari thought the Ardat Yakshi were to blame for the attack.
This is our home. Most of us are grateful to be here. The monastery is a place Ardat Yakshi can achieve peace.
Falair speaks truthfully, Shepard. I vouch for her words, with pride.
Okay. You're saying that... Okay. Maybe we can trust you?
Then we have to find Rila fast. The Great Hall has a bomb in it.
A bomb? What, didn't you come to rescue people?
We'll try, but we can't leave this place standing, Falair.
You sound like the Commandos. They didn't stop to help anyone.
Falair?
Listen to your mom.
I'm sorry.
Falair!
Oh. Blair, what are you doing?
The Great Hall. She's looking for Rila.
Nifty. You know, we are biotic as well, but I don't think we can do that.
We'll meet you there.
Please be swift.
Okay, so you know, on one hand, good to see Samara again. On the other hand, perhaps not the circumstances under which we would like for that to be the case.
You'd need a crowbar to pry those doors open. This place was beautiful before the Reapers came.
Does look really beautiful architecturally. You're not wrong, but I'm afraid that is rather secondary at the moment. And here we can get a much better look of what a Banshee actually looks like. Of course, the other one eventually disappeared when we took it out when we first encountered it. But yeah, and again, they technically don't actually implode when they die, as you can see here, because this is a Banshee corpse. But you know, the usual crazy appendages that have been bent and malformed and mutilated, and then the bright blue lines or blue dots throughout the body, as has been the case for many of the other Reaper-fied types of enemies.
Jethro, this is Galay. I've blocked extranet access. We don't need the students contact Ceci later tonight to inquire what set the Asari to war. Go in peace.
So that was the leader of this group. What's up, Kyromax? Banshee sandwich. I mean, we're hoping that we don't turn into a Banshee sandwich. That would be unfortunate, but it may end up happening if we're not careful. But yeah, it sounds like the leader of this monastery knew that the Reapers were coming, or at least had a strong suspicion that that was going to be the case, and yet kind of sort of hid it from the rest of the people. Said, we don't want them to worry about it. I assume, yeah, Great Hall's down there, but there is still this door over here. Oh. I believe we're looking at three cannibals, and I want to say a marauder there, with its back turned to us. I think that's what we have here. Unfortunately, we weren't close enough to target them with anything until right now. I think we open with this. And now we make them go boom. But you're still alive. But nope, that should be a throw. That marauder is still there. And that is a cannibal with barriers, which is not usually something we see. That may mean they have a barrier engine over here somewhere. Otherwise, that would not typically happen. However, if they want to just fly, but mostly chill by where all their friends are, then we can make that work with biotic combos. Excuse me. Oh, you have the barriers on. That's why you're not going anywhere. That's why that didn't explode until we did that. So yeah, I would love if we could track down where exactly that barrier engine is, but I'm not currently sure what the answer to that question is. I swear, Liara? Maybe it's the Scorpion. The type of weapon that your squad mates use does affect their behavior in terms of how aggressively they push forward, what kind of range they try to engage from. And we have generally seen Liara's pushing forward much more aggressively than our other squad mates. Which makes me think that maybe it is the Scorpion that's doing that. There's still another enemy over here. Of some variety. I found it. Oh, I also found the enemy, who's dead, but that's, oh well. Not sure we can even hit this with the Acolyte, but yeah, this is the barrier engine. What's worth? There it goes. Okay, Sarah's Council shoulder guard, as well as the Disciple, which is a new shotgun, and it's most notable for being what I think is a super light, possibly the lightest of all the shotguns. In terms of firepower, not great, so we probably, well, I mean, technically speaking, I guess you could make the case that for a power-based build, if you're looking for a shotgun for whatever reason, that this could theoretically be the right fit for you, but I don't think we're about to do that. So, good to pick it up, but I don't think it is in our plans to use that anytime soon, and it is an Asari weapon, fittingly, given the location. Okay. Anything else here worth grabbing? Did we use ammo? Apparently not. Oh, well, we used one shot, right, to try to take down the barrier generator, but... Okay. Oh, and this is... What? Huh? Wait a second. Now I'm confused. Which side did we come from? Huh? There's a wall safe here, so we'll salvage that. It's a weapon bench. So, wanna switch around your weapons maybe you picked up the Disciple, you're like, actually, no thanks, then this would be a time to do it. So originally handcrafted for the exclusive use of Justicars, the Disciple shotgun schematics were finally released to Asari commandos after centuries of negotiation. The Disciple uses shells packed with micro-scale sub-munitions to deal staggering amounts of damage. Even shielded enemies are stunned by the force of a blast from this weapon. Sounds all dramatic, but if you look at it... Oh, I did not mean to do that, but if you look at it, and definitely did not want to actually equip it, damage-wise, it's pretty low by shotgun standards. Actually, surprised Crusader is listed as being right around the same amount, but Claymore obviously is huge damage, but low damage, but low weight, low capacity, low fire rate, low accuracy. It's basically light, and it might actually have... Yeah, I think it has a slightly higher chance to stun enemies. That's one of the other benefits to it, but otherwise, I think it is in many ways... Is it the Talon? The Talon that it is basically just a functionally weaker version of, in many ways? I think it might be. Talon, obviously, you also get access to earlier. That's from the Citadel 2, whereas this mission only becomes available after Citadel 2. So, yes, you get this first. I think it's cheaper to upgrade. I think they might weigh the same, but it has higher damage. I think this is the one that's really similar to. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to go back to the Acolyte for us, but... Oh. Few things here as well. Jethra. I had the new girl put in a holding chamber. Justicar who brought her to us. Justicar 4. Okay, I was wondering if I was going to say Samara. She had trouble convincing the prisoner coming to the monastery was necessary, suggesting that this was Nardat Yakshi that was keen on still attacking people. This may explain why the girl lashed out at her guards. She's lucky Fora wasn't here for that. The Justicar's code would have demanded an execution. I'll question some other Justicars on the level of coercion Fora is permitted to use by the code. This isn't the first time her captures arrived here terrified out of their wits, but it will certainly be the last. What? You about to try to kill this Justicar Fora person? Or are you just saying that you're going to discuss in kind and pleasant ways how you would like for this Justicar to approach these situations in a different way, and you're just going to phrase that in a very dark and foreboding way? Yeah, like the Talon is basically exactly like the shotgun pistol, and so I think in many ways the Talon is just better than the Disciple. Jethra. I looked over this year's candidates for supervised visits to Thessia. Oh, for the Ardat Yakshi? Okay, now that's playing with fire. I'm approving everyone but Giannis. Giannis. She's impulsive, cunning, and worst of all, a romantic. I mean, that may sound innocent, but not for Ardat Yakshi. Not when that is the way in which they kill people. Find me a worse combination to let outside our walls. I find it suspicious she was even nominated. Let's look into that, and pray it's not Giannis manipulating another infatuation. It takes a great deal of time and effort to persuade Thessia's government to let our best students visit their own homeworld. Unless Giannis matures, she won't be among them. So this matriarch Gale person, pretty intense. Pretty critical, but I mean, then again, takes a certain kind of person to be able to manage a facility such as this, where your job is to contain a bunch of people who are theoretically capable of being, and theoretically inclined to be, mass murderers. So, you know, I suppose it attracts a certain kind of crowd. Let's save. I think we've explored everything in this area. I think so, but admittedly I got a little disoriented when we went through one of those side doors and it just kind of seemed like, oh, suddenly we're in a different area. And I was confused. But, think we're, like, I'm kind of kind of curious if we were to head back. Like, this is the door that we went through. Is that just like a way through that door? Like the other side of that door? Oh, or was there just not a stair? I just assumed that there was a staircase right down here that led us downstairs. Apparently there is not. Okay, so this was the way we had to go anyway. Never mind. Disorienting maybe, yes, but not like we're breaking all the rules going in the wrong direction or something. Okay. So, did we... Hold on. Excuse me. What happened to our ammo effects? Oh, we used the weapon bench, which resets it. Good thing I noticed that. Good thing I noticed that. That is a thing. That is a thing. So let's reactivate real quick. Because we would like the extra damage from warp ammo for the damage to barriers and armor weakening, since those are some of the defenses that we're expecting to run into even more than others. Then Garrus will override with his personal armor-piercing ammo on both of his weapons. But let's make sure that people are using weapons of choice here. So yeah, I think we'll stick with Scorpion, we'll stick with the Acolyte, and so one of the reasons why I was hesitating a little bit with the Scorpion and potentially Hurricane before going into this mission was because, as I said previously, you want to keep your distance from the Banshees. And these... Certainly the Hurricane, not great at range. It's mostly a close-range weapon, so it doesn't work very well against Banshees. Unless they're right on top of you, which means you're already in trouble. Scorpion, as we have recently seen, Liara does like to go into closer range than would be ideal with this weapon. Acolyte, also tough to aim at long distances, so that's a little tough, but... Garrus. As I said when we were going into this mission, that's why we are relying very heavily on Garrus to carry the team a bit here, because his damage is going to be very much needed. Because we have more enemies here. And this time, it's a cannibal or 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe 5. So, let's try to take care of them. And those cannibals aren't alone. So in case it wasn't clear before, that scream that we were hearing, the screams plural, that's the sound of the Banshees. So, the Banshees, as we said, we want to keep a great distance from. And that means we gotta keep on the move. We gotta keep on the move. Including with our squad mates. Garrus. Oh my goodness. You are a god. That was fast. Garrus has already killed this Banshee. We warped it. We had Garrus use an overload. We had Liara use a warp as well. We turned and dropped back a little bit, and the Banshee's dead. So thank you, Garrus, for taking out one of the strongest enemies with little to no effort. And we'll just clean up the scraps here, basically. But there's more. There is more. There are more cannibals. We're not done just yet. Okay, and we can perhaps... I don't know if that hit you. That may not have hit you. We can perhaps move into a more aggressive position here. Whoa. That may not be necessary right now. Ones on the right may be getting close enough that they're approaching a flanking position. Kinda, sorta. The one in front, if possible, and it may not be, but okay, sure, we'll throw around the corner. We'll knock you into the singularity that way. That's kinda, sorta. That was not. Well, I mean, that was kind of the intention. Primed with warp. Then with throw. Okay. I think they are dead. So now you see why I was saying Garrus packing the weapon damage was going to be significant, because being able to delete Banshees at ease is, that's certainly welcome. That is very welcome. I did fire a little bit of the Acolyte. There was definitely an ammo cartridge there. Oh, I mean, there's a bunch over here. There we go. Okay.